Hello children, welcome to VDS Learning School. In last session, we learned about the northern mountains, isn't it? Today, we shall discuss about the northern plains. Children, here are the key words: plain, silt, alluvium, basin, tributaries, delta, chickenikari embroidery, and the last one is the harvesters. Moving on to the second slide, the northern plains. Children, what are plains? A plain is a flat and a level land. Is only called as a plain. A flat and a level land is called a plain. So, India, we have got northern plains and coastal plains. Today, we shall discuss only about the northern plains. Children, northern plains lies towards the south of the Himalayas. Okay, and they stretch from Punjab to Assam. You can have a look at the map over here. So we can see the green colored are the northern plains. Okay, so it stretches from Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Assam. So all these states which are in green color comes under the northern plains. Children, we know that many rivers originate in the Himalayas, isn't it? So all these rivers which originates from the Himalayas flow through the northern plains. And these rivers carry water throughout the year. This is because we know that Himalayas are being covered with snow, isn't it? And there's lot of glaciers also. So glaciers are slow moving ice and snow. And what happens when there is summer, the ice and the snow melts and we get enough of water. Okay, so when these rivers flow, they bring along with them broken pieces of rocks, sand, and silt. Children, now what is silt? Children, silt is created when the rock is eroded or worn out by the weather conditions like rain, sunlight, snow, storm, wind. So these rocks get cracks. When it gets cracks, it eventually breaks. It breaks into small fragments, and these fragments are being carried by the running water, and it is being deposited as sediments, and that is only called as silt. And hence the silt is being made up of fine sand, clay, and of course broken pieces of rocks. Okay, and when this fine silt get deposited by the river banks, it is called as alluvium. So alluvium is a soil. Okay, this soil is a very fertile soil because it contains potassium and humus in it. So this potassium and humus makes it is very required in agriculture. So when we use this alluvial soil in our agriculture, our crops become very good and they grow very good, and the production of the crop also increases. Okay, so alluvial is a very fertile soil. Moving on to our next slide, we have got the basin. Children, what are basins? The area watered by a river and its tributary is called its basin. Okay, children, basin means the river basin is an area of land drained by a river and its tributaries is only called as basins. Children, now what is tributaries? Children, suppose for example, tributary is a stream or a river that flows and joins the main river. For example, see, Ganga becomes the main river. Okay, and small streams or small rivers come and join river Ganga. Okay, so when those are the small streams which are coming and joining Ganga are only called as tributaries. Okay, understood? So we have got three rivers. One is the Satluj river, Ganga river, and the third one is the Brahmaputra river. these three rivers along with its tributaries, they form the northern plains. Okay, so these rivers flow through the northern plains. Now we shall discuss about each rivers in detail. Children, the first one is the Satluj River. The Satluj River originates in Tibet. Okay, it originates in Tibet, and river Satluj tributary is the Beas. Okay, and this Satluj River flows through Punjab and Haryana. Okay, and across the Satluj River, they have built a dam which is called as a Bhakra Dam. Okay, why dams are being built? The dams are built to prevent the flood. Okay, which occurs in the Satluj and the Beas River Valley, and also to provide irrigations to the adjoining states, and also to produce hydroelectricity. That's why this Bhakra Dam was being built across the Satluj River. See, this is the Satluj River. Across the Satluj River, they have built the Bhakra Dam. You can see in this picture. Moving on to the next one, we have got the Ganga basins. Children, river Ganga originates in the Himalayas, isn't it? It originates from the glacier Gangotri. Okay, and that's how Ganga flows down from the Himalayas. And Yamuna is the main tributary of river Ganga. Okay, the Ganga and its tributaries flows through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. Okay, and what happens in West Bengal, when river Ganga reaches West Bengal, the river splits into two branches. Okay, it gets splitted into two branches when it reaches the West Bengal. So one branch, what happens, one branch enters Bangladesh. Okay, and it is called Padma. Okay, we called Ganga as Ganga, whereas in Bangladesh they call Ganga as Padma. Okay, and that Padma or Ganga, it joins the Brahmaputra. Okay, and the other branch flows through the West Bengal. Okay, that the other branch which flows to the West Bengal is called Hooghly. Understood, children? So it's very simple. From the Himalayas, Ganga flows down, and when it flows through all the states like Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal, and once it reaches West Bengal, it splits into two branches. So one branch enters the Bangladesh and it is called as Padma, and the other branch which flows through the West Bengal, and it is called as Hooghly. Simple. Moving on to the next one, we have got Brahmaputra River Basin. Children, river Brahmaputra originates in Tibet. Okay, keep in mind Brahmaputra and Satluj River originates in Tibet. Okay, in India we call it as Brahmaputra, whereas in Tibet they call Brahmaputra as Sangpo. Okay, and it originates in Tibet, and it enters into India through Arunachal Pradesh. So it makes an entry through the state Arunachal Pradesh and flows through Assam. Okay, it flows through Assam before it enters Bangladesh. So it will start from Tibet and then it enters to India through Arunachal Pradesh, and then it goes to Bangladesh via Assam. Okay. So the Brahmaputra and Ganga rivers forms the largest delta in the world. Children, now what is delta meaning? Children, delta is a Greek letter. It is triangular in shape. So delta is a triangular shaped land formed by a river before it flows into the sea. Okay. Children, to make you understand this much better, see what happens. The rivers, as I told you, all the rivers starts from the mountains only. or Himalayas. Okay, when it's flowing down, it carries along with it lot of sediment, isn't it? When it brings along with the sediments along with it, as it comes and reaches the land level, the plains which are flat lands, okay, what happens? The flow of the water reduces. This is because it is carrying along with it lot of sediments, and the sediments are heavy. Okay, now what happens? The sediment forces the river to split into several distributaries. Distributaries are small channels. Now the river is flowing in one stream. Okay, only one stream, only the water is coming. Now because of these sediments, it is heavy, it gets splitted into small channels or small rivers like. So this region is collectively known as delta. Or just keep in mind, delta is a triangular shaped landform formed by the river before it flows into the sea. Okay, children. So the Brahmaputra and the Ganga rivers form the largest delta in the world. So which is the largest delta in the world? Is Brahmaputra and Ganga. Okay, and this is the Sundarban delta, and that's why it is called as Sundarban delta. See, you can see the look at the picture over here. You can see how the deltas are being formed over here. It's it resembles like a triangle only. Okay, so the water which goes and the rivers which empties itself before flowing into the sea. Okay. Next, life in the regions. So we shall see how is the life in the regions of the northern plains. So in northern plains, as I told you, the states which comes under the northern plains are Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Assam. So the main occupation of the people over here is farming. So people mainly grow rice, wheat and sugarcane. So now we will look into each state. So how is their life in the region? Children, moving on to the first one, we have got Punjab. So the farmers of Punjab use modern machines such as tractors and harvesters. Okay, as I told you, agriculture is their main occupations. In Punjab, they have got modern machineries like tractors. So the tractors are being used for the plowing the field. Okay, and they also use the harvesters. So harvesters are large machines which is used by the farmers. Okay, so this machine does is when the harvest has to be cut. So it cuts the crop and it sorts the crop and cleans the grain. Okay, everything is being done by this machine only. Earlier, what was happening when a labor used to cut the crop. Okay, after cutting, what he has to do? He has to separate the grains from the cut stalks, isn't it? By beating the cut stalks. That is called as thrashing. Okay, so when he beats, what happens? All the grains fall down and then he has to sort it out. He needs to clean it and separate the grains from the husk. So much of process were there which was consuming lot of manpower and also time. And now because they are using these modern harvesters, they have reduced the time and it is also easy for the farmers. Okay, and people of Punjab love to eat makki ki roti and sarson ka saag. So makki ki roti means a roti which is being made out of maize flour. Okay, and sarson ka saag is they make a curry out of this mustard leaves. So this is the famous dishes of Punjab, and also they love to have lassi. Lassi is buttermilk, children. Okay, and they also celebrate Baisakhi and Lori. Children, Baisakhi is a festival. Okay, it is a spring harvest festival for Sikhs, and also it is a new year for the people of Punjab. Okay, and Lori is also another festival which marks the end of the winter, and it is the time to harvest the rabi crops. Okay, and people celebrate the festival. This Lori festival is being celebrated by singing folk songs and lighting the bonfires. So they go around the bonfires. You can just have a look at this picture. See, they are all singing and enjoying. So this is the custom which they follow during the Lori. Okay, and their popular dances are Bhangra and Gidda. Okay, and most of the time the most tourist attraction place is the Golden Temple, children, which is in Amritsar. Moving on to the next one, we have got the Haryana. So Haryana farmers also use the same modern machines in farming like the tractors and harvesters. Okay, and people over here also engage in cattle rearing and dairy farming. So they do cattle rearing and dairy farming, so we can get milk, butter, ghee, paneer, etc. Okay, and also in Haryana there are big cities like this Faridabad and Gurugram, where they have got many industries like information technologies and automobile industries, where they have got IT companies and automobile company. Children, you can have a look at this harvesting machine which is over here. See that person who's sitting, he as he drives, what happens over there, there are blades which cut the crops. Okay, and the rest of the process is being done. Okay, sieving, separating the seeds, and then sieving and all is done, and the seed is being collected in another vehicle over here. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have got the National Capital Territory of Delhi. So children, the people of Delhi, they almost go to office. Okay, and most of them have got their own businesses. So the most famous places which can be visited in Delhi is Red Fort, Qutub Minar, India Gate, Jama Masjid, Lotus Temple, Aksharadham, and many more places. So people often visit Delhi exclusively to see all these monuments. Okay. Next we have got Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is famous for guavas and mangoes. Okay, Uttar Pradesh mangoes are very sweet and it is very good. Okay, and they have got many industries like sugar industries, textile, leather, and chemical industries. And also Lucknow is famous for this chiknikari embroidery. Children, it is a traditional embroidery style which is been done in Lucknow. Okay, and this chiknikari embroideries are being done on saris, salwars, and all that, and it is quite expensive also. Okay, and then you can also get lot of silk saris. You have heard about this Banaras sari which we get in this Varanasi. Okay, and also brass ware of Moradabad are popular all over the world. Children, brass wares are like the things which are being made out of brass, like the brass utensils, statues, or these brass diyas or lamps which we light in front of the god. So all these things are called made out of brass. Okay, and that is very popular all over the world. And one more thing UP is famous for is the Kumbh Mela. Okay, Kumbh Mela happens every 12 years once in Prayagraj. So children, Kumbh Mela is a place where there is a place in Prayagraj, there is a place called as Triveni Sangam. So Triveni Sangam is a place where all the three rivers meet. That is the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. They meet together. Okay, and that place is only called as Triveni Sangam. And most of the Hindus will take a holy dip over there, and it has been considered when you take a holy dip over there or you take bath in that river, all your sins are being washed away. That is a belief of the Hindus. Okay, and apart from this, there are many places which we can visit is Agra, that is famous for Taj Mahal, Varanasi and Lucknow are the famous tourist places. Children, now you can just look at this chiknikari embroidery. So this is a design. Okay, this is the embroidery which these type of embroideries they follow on the fabrics. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have got Bihar. Children, Bihar is very famous for lychee. Okay, and Bhagalpur is a center for silk weaving, because silk weaving means they are making saris out of silk over there, and weaving becomes the main occupation of people of Bihar. Okay, and the famous dishes which is served in Bihar is litti chokha. Children, this is litti chokha is a dish. You can have a look at the picture over here. I think it has been made out of wheat flour. It's been made into a dough form, and inside that there are stuffings of this gram dal powder and spices, and along with that they make a curry which has been made out of potatoes, brinjal and tomato gravy. Okay, this is a very famous dish over there, and along with that they have even satu paratha. So satu paratha is nothing but roti which has been made out of besan or the gram flour powder. Okay, so this is the famous dishes. And next we have got Chhat is an important festival. So it is a very important festival. It is they pray for the sun god. They worship the sun god for the well-being and progress and prosperity of the humanity. That's why this festival is being celebrated in Bihar. Children, and most of the people over here speak Bhojpuri and Maithili. Okay, and the famous places to visit in Bihar is Patna, Gai and Rajgiri. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have got the West Bengal. Children, West Bengal is famous for rice, jute and tea. So these are the main crops which is being grown in West Bengal. And in West Bengal, we have got Darjeeling, which is a hill station where they grow more of tea. We can find many tea gardens over there. Okay, and jute mills also, since they produce lot of jute, they have got jute mills also over there. So this jute can be grown well in the soil of the Ganga and Brahmaputra delta, which is in West Bengal, isn't it? And the soil is very suitable for the growth of the jute. Okay, since they are growing more jute and they have got jute factories also, and it becomes an advantage for the people over there, because most of the people are being employed in the factories or industries, isn't it? So they can leave their livelihood. Okay, and then also because it is a coastal region, their fishing also becomes an important occupation of the people of West Bengal. Okay, and Durga Puja is a popular festival being celebrated in West Bengal. Okay, and people of West Bengal speak Bangla. Children, moving on to our the last state is Assam. Children, Assam is also very famous for tea and silk. Okay, and petroleum and natural gas are being found in Digboy. Children, Digboy is a place, okay, where first crude oil was being discovered in this Digboy in the late 19th century. And that's why Digboy is known as the oil city of Assam. Okay, where the first oil well in Asia was being drilled. So the first oil well was being drilled in Digboy only, and that's why this place is called as the oil city of Assam. Children, and people of Assam speak Assami, and they also celebrate Bihu. Bihu is a festival, it's a harvesting festival which is being celebrated in a very grand scale in Assam, and many people wear mehelek and chadar over there. So mehelek means it's a traditional dress worn by the Assam women's. Okay. That's all, children, for today. I hope you have understood everything. In the next session, we will study about the coastal plains. Please share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.